Good evening, everyone. Good evening. The time now is 6 p.m. and the Hope County Board of Education calls the meeting to order on Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. I want to thank everyone for being here with us on today. And at this time, I'm going to ask Board Member Angela Sullivan if she would give us our invocation.
Let's bow our heads.
Father, I thank you on this day. Lord, I thank you for bringing us together one more time in the formal of the education program, for the education of our children. Lord, I'm asking you that we continue to keep our children first. God, I'm asking you that you would continue to watch over us, watch over this board meeting, watch over our community as we come together. Again, God, we just want to thank you in your son Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda for today?
Second.
The motion has been made and second to approve the Hope County Board of Education meeting on April 8th, 2025. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Next is the chair's report. Once again, I do want to thank everyone for coming out to be with us on today. I want to thank the Hope County schools and staff for working through such a trying time. It's getting down to the end of the year, and I know there's a lot to be done. But I want to thank you for everything you do for the students, the parents, and the community in Hope County. I just want to thank you for how you embrace the kids every day and show your love and concern and dedication to this community. And if you would join me in having a moment of silence for the family of the baby that transitioned from Sandy Grove Middle School. Thank you. We're gonna ask that you keep his family, friends, and teachers lifted up in prayer. I do want to recognize one of our board members, the last meeting, she had got her doctorate, and that's Dr. Rosa McAllister McCray. We want to congratulate her on her accomplishments, and that leaves the board with two members that have a doctorate degree. That's Rosa and Angela Sullivan. So we're excited about that, and we just want to continue to grow as board members, continue to do what we can to make a difference in this community. Also, Dr. McLeod and the Executive Director of Federal Programs and one of our former board members received an award on last Saturday for Women of Excellence. So I want to thank those ladies for everything that they do in the community and for the students and staff in Hope County. We have so many different people that are embracing and doing a lot for Hope County. So I want to end my report with thank you once again for your hard work, staff. I know you out there. We see you, we hear you. Although we get complaints, we know you're working hard to do the best that you can for these students, and we're gonna have your back. Once again, thank you. And now we'll move on to Spotlight on Success. And the first one is Custodian Team of the Month.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Great to be a part of Hope County School System. On tonight, we're celebrating the School of the Month. It's San Hope Early College. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I went there 3 months ago. I kept going. I said, "Dang, this place ain't looking right." It's about 8:30 something. I said, "Well, you don't get here till 10, 11. So I said, "This time I'm not early for anybody." For any kids get there, I got there about 7:10. When nobody there but a couple of students. But y'all, it looked real good. I mean, the whole school was clean. So will y'all come up, the staff for San Hope Early College? Custodial staff. Y'all doing a great job. I appreciate everything y'all do for Hope County School, for the custodial staff. I appreciate y'all. I know y'all don't hear it enough, but I really do. Y'all make my job a lot easier. Thank y'all again.
so much, amen. That is good. I'm telling you, the custodians, they the first one to keep the school clean, and no, the kids can't learn in a nasty environment, so we wanna thank them. They got a hard job, and they're not at the bottom of the pole, they're at the top. So it starts with them. Thank y'all so much. At this time, we have the North Carolina Governor's School Scholars.
Good evening. I am here tonight to tell you about North Carolina Governor's School and the scholars we've chosen from Hope County Schools. The North Carolina Governor's School is the oldest statewide summer residential program for gifted and talented high school students in the nation. The program is administered by the State Board of Education and North Carolina Department of Public Instruction through the Office of Advanced Learning and Gifted Education. It is a 4-week summer residential program for gifted and talented high school students where learning focuses on the exploration of the most recent ideas and concepts in each discipline. Students have to really have a passion about their chosen discipline, and we've chosen well this evening. The Governor's School program occurs at 2 campuses. There's one at Meredith College in Raleigh that's called Governor's School East, and there's another campus at Governor's School West in Greensboro College in Greensboro. 2 of our Hope County school students have been accepted into the program, and they are both juniors at Sandhope Early College High School. They are led by Ms. Leslie Neal, the principal at Sandhope Early College High School, and she's there. And an interesting note, Ms. Neal was also a Governor's School Scholar for her home state in New Jersey. Both of our scholars are here this evening, and I'd like that they come forward as I call their name. So Haley Benson and Gabriel Thompson. Let me tell you about these 2 scholars. North Carolina Governor's School Scholar, Haley Benson. Haley was chosen to attend North Carolina Governor's School at Greensboro College to study English. As an avid reader, Haley is thrilled to attend North Carolina Governor's School to build upon her literacy strengths and explore the various aspects of the humanities. While she attends Greensboro College this summer, Haley will study advanced canonical literature, the literature of the canon. She will study advanced composition and script writing. When I asked Haley about her favorite quote or her favorite book, she said, "Let me give you a quote." So here it is. "What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals." Indeed, Haley will have the opportunity to become quite a thinker as she studies the humanities, ethics, and philosophy, all bound in the history of literature of our nation and the concepts of English. So she's quite thrilled about it. Haley is a junior at Sandhope, and she's dually enrolled there because it is our early college high school. So she's taken college courses with Sandhills Community College, and Haley has a weighted GPA of 3.5, and she is consistently on the AB honor roll. In addition to her academic achievements, yes. She is also an active member of Hope High's cheerleading team, where Haley represents the Bucks with poise and grace. Haley is considering colleges in North Carolina, including Winston-Salem State University, UNC Charlotte, North Carolina State University, to pursue clinical psychology. She wants to support individuals in their mental health. Haley's parents are here this evening. I'd like to recognize them as well. If you'll please stand, Dr. and Mrs. Thomas Benson. We know that you poured into Haley. Thank you so much for your support of your student. Let me tell you about our second scholar. We know that both will represent us very well. North Carolina Governor's School Scholar, Gabriel Kabazuda. Gabriel is also a junior at Sand Hope Early College. He is dually enrolled at Sand Hills Community College, and he will be attending Greensboro College to study mathematics. Currently, he's excelling in all subjects. Gabe, as we call him, has a 4.4 GPA. He loves school. He's an active member of the National Honor Society, the National Beta Club, Mu Alpha Theta, which is the Mathematics Honor Society. And he's also a part of the AIG program. Gabe is ranked among the top 10 students in his class, and he earned a 27 on the ACT and a 28 in mathematics. Let me tell you a little bit more about Gabe. Gabriel is a passionate student athlete. He serves as captain of the high school wrestling team and is a 3-time state qualifier. He also plays as the starting setter for the Hope County men's volleyball team. He is committed to significant time in volunteering. He has volunteered for Read Across America, campus cleanups. He has helped manage and referee youth wrestling tournaments, and he enjoys serving his community. So it's no wonder that Gabe, when he was asked about attending college, he wants to apply to North Carolina State University, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, and he also wants to apply to the United States Air Force Academy. He plans to pursue aerospace engineering. Gabe's ultimate goal is to work for NASA. He wants to design and engineer innovative space technology that he believes will shape the future. Gabe is supported this evening by his mother, and I'd like to recognize her at this time, Ms. Nicole Torres. Thank you for the support of your students. So North Carolina Governor's School is this summer in 4 weeks, June 22nd through July 19th. I'm sure you'll agree with me that they are excellent representatives for our district. We wanted to be here tonight to present ourselves, or for them to be presented, and to thank our board members for your support of this program. Thank you to the board, thank you to Dr. Spells, and to our community. Awesome.
All right. So at this time, we are down now to the public comment. And I'll turn this over to Attorney Race.
Great. We have 3 individuals signed up for public comment this evening. I will call you in order you signed up, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. So Cassie Harjala, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Some of you might remember me from the last time I was up here speaking about the Small Necessities Law here in North Carolina. It's North Carolina General Statute 95-28.3, and it states that employers are required to give their employees up to 4 hours of unpaid leave per year to be able to be active in their children's education. I'm still continuing to work to improve that law, but I also wanted to make sure that we give stay-at-home parents a chance to be involved as well. As a previous PTO leader, one of the biggest reasons that parents told me they couldn't come in and volunteer was because they didn't have childcare for their younger children that they couldn't bring with them. And hourly childcare previously has not existed in Hope County. So I started partnering with local childcare providers to see if they'd be willing to offer hourly childcare free of charge through my nonprofit to be able to help parents out. So we created Volunteer Village Company, and we currently have 3 childcare provider options. One is Little People's Child Care. It's an in-home daycare center here in Hope County. A new hourly child care center that's opening up called 1910 Village, and Sand Hills Nanny Company, which is a referral service that actually matches families to the perfect nanny and sitter. And that's geared more towards our families that don't have the option to bring their children to a place to where it's hourly care. So children with special needs, or even our English as second language families. So we have all these options available for our families now here in Hope County. I would really like to request that the school board really urge the principals here to start pushing this out to the parents, letting them know that it's a resource available to them, inviting them back into the schools. Recently, after starting all this, I had multiple parents reach out to me and say that there were many of them that didn't feel welcomed in the schools. And many of them have been flat out denied to be able to come into the school and help out for whatever reason. That's not something that I feel like parents should be denied. If they're there to help, specifically if teachers are requesting help from parents, the principal shouldn't be denying that right. So I wanted to bring awareness to that that's something that is happening here. And I'd be happy to speak to any of the board members about it more specifically at your convenience if that's something that you'd like to talk about. But in the meantime, I just want to make sure everybody is aware that Volunteer Village Company is here. We're here to help parents, we're here to help teachers, we're here to help administrators and community organizations as well. And if anybody would like a brochure or a business card, I have them available for you. Thank you.
Crystal Robinson.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Crystal Robinson. I'm a parent. I'm a current CPS investigator for Hope County, and I'm also a former school social worker in Cumberland County Schools. I'm here today on behalf of my 6-year-old son, who has been suspended twice. This year, since 2025 has begun. Prior to this, I reached out to the school. I asked for a meeting with the teacher. The teacher told me that she had other obligations on her planning period and could not meet with me. After that, I asked to do a classroom observation. The school also denied me the ability to do a classroom observation. Also, the teacher told me that she could not meet with me during school hours, that it would have to be after school. My son, since my attempts, have been suspended twice. The second time being today. I reached out to the Board of Education on several occasions when my son was suspended. No one got back to me. I was told that the reason why the person did not respond was because they were told by the principal that the situation was being handled. Now, I will be fair, and I will say that there was a meeting scheduled during the time that bad weather occurred and me and the school could not meet. I will also say that after speaking with the principal, the school social worker, the counselor, and the assistant principal, as well as the superintendent in that school area, when they finally came to a conclusion to meet, which was 2 weeks ago, I felt that the meeting would be unbeneficial, so I did not attend. At this point, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse and I have no help and nowhere to turn in regards to help for my son. I was told by the principal today that he did not care what I said. I was not going to speak negatively about his teacher. I'm here asking for help from the school. We've got to get ahead of these issues. The school sliding their feet and making it an emergency for the parent when they can't take anymore with the student is unacceptable, especially for parents who have other children in school. I have deleted the Dojo app off my phone because it is no longer a sense of notification. It is a sense of anxiety for me. That's how much I am contacted about my son. And if I'm going to be contacted every day about my son, I might as well homeschool him.
Ms. Robinson, your time is up.
Thank you.
Jennifer Thomas.
Good afternoon, my name is Jennifer Thomas. I am the grandmother of two children that attend school here at Sandy Grove in Hope County. This is their first year going to school here. I'm very thankful that they are here, and I've been, for the most part, very pleased with what has been going on with my two grandchildren at this school. I have custody of those two grandchildren. One of the children is named Justice. Justice is a EC student at Sandy Grove. This is the very first year that he's been in an EC program, and I'm extremely thankful for that also. And the team that met with me to work on his IEP and his teachers, I love them all. But I do have a complaint, and I just want to say I'm not here to bash anyone else, but I would like to let you all know that my grandson was suspended from school a couple of weeks ago for the very first time this year. It was a situation where I believe that there may have been an altercation on the playground. I was contacted by the school social worker about what happened with my grandson, and what I was told was that my grandson was suspended for hitting back. That told me that my grandson was not the aggressor in the situation, and that he was defending himself. My first question was, well, is the other child okay? I want to make sure nobody's hurt. I find out in speaking with my grandson that he had a very red mark across his cheek. The principal did not notify me, the assistant principal did not notify me, and I called several times to speak to them. I called 3 times total. The suspension started on a Wednesday, it ended on a Friday. I went in, no, it started, he got suspended, he was out Wednesday and Thursday, and then he went back on Friday. I called Wednesday, didn't get a call back. I called Friday twice, got a call back, missed the call, and then I called back myself, and the phone call was never returned, and to this day has not been returned. But I did speak with the principal and the assistant principal briefly last Friday, and I'm very disappointed that administrators have not called me back about a suspension that is related to a child, particularly a child that's in the EC program. With that being said, I would like to let everyone know that my grandson's teacher, Ms. Branch, I'm very happy with her. I have never, ever had a teacher that communicates, sends pictures, does everything she can to keep me informed about what is going on with him at that school. And I don't think she had anything to do with what was going on. I think he was in another class when his issue arose with this other child. But I just wanted to let you all know I'm here. I want to be involved, and I'm very concerned about a child that's been suspended that has problems and is in an EC class to help him learn. Thank you.
That's all the public comment for this meeting.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we're down to the consent agenda, minutes for March 11th and 26th, 2025, school board policy first read. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Can I get a second? It's been moved in second to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye. Any opposers? Okay, thank you. At this time, we're down to information, and we'll begin with construction updates.
Good afternoon, board members, Madam Chair, Vice Chair. With the construction updates, Mr. John Barath will be sharing those, and he is virtual this evening, but he does have his presentation ready for you. So at this time, we'll turn it over to Mr. Barath.
Thank you, Dr. Hunt. Good evening, everybody. Apologize, under the weather, didn't want to be there in person and spread anything. So I'm going to review the update as we do each and every month with everybody. Next slide, please. The progress, as you've seen as you drive by the site very often and look out your windows, is progressing along rather well. Here you can see a view from the east of the building. Notable in this is that the roof planks are on around the entire classroom area. In the middle where it's raised up, that is the commons area. And you can see the metal roofing deck is down over about 90% of that at this time. Excuse me, next slide, please. On the end by the gymnasium, that roof is not on yet. That is the last part to be completed for the structure as they are finishing all their bearing points around it to support the steel frame. In the foreground, you can see the large canopy of the main entry into the building. Next slide, please. Inside the building, in the commons area where the wood beams are up for the roof support, and you can see the framing for the clear story windows, and the classroom is about 90% along the way, getting ready for the electrical and data to be run in them. Next slide, please. Another view, a closer up, so you can see where the hallway is, where the classrooms are on the left, and then another view on the right, looking back down the main hallway, past the elevator, future elevator. Next slide, please. This is the last area that received its roof deck. This is your science labs area. You can see they got the spray apply fireproofing on the steel going in, and they just started putting the utilities for the data cabling and plumbing in at that area, hanging from the roof structures. That work continues to get ready for the metal stud framing. Next slide, please. Up on the roof, the mechanical equipment room that serves the gymnasium is having its walls brought up to bearing height. That'll be the last area to receive a roofing. And you can see in the bottom, that last section of the gymnasium, getting all the masonry up so they can be prepared to bring in those long span steel trusses. Next slide, please. One moment. The schedule, as you might recall, we have two phases. We have one to complete the building, and the second phase is the demolition of the buildings that are being vacated, which allows for the construction of the tennis courts, the bus lot, and additional parking. The building completion, we're looking for substantial on February 27th of next year. And the contractor to date has used just over 62% of the construction days for the project. And then for staff to occupy the building at the summer interval. And then phase 2 will begin as soon as the buildings have been vacated. The project is tracking the schedule and maintaining the schedule to date. Next slide, please. As far as the budget, currently the contractor is just over 42% paid on the contract, which is consistent with the progress of the work. You'll recall I just a moment ago mentioned how the project has used 62% of the construction time, so it's not uncommon to see the percent paid lagging behind on construction time. That is common. For contingencies, you'll recall there were 3 contingencies that the board approved in the contract. One was a contractor contingency, the other is a design contingency, and the third is an owner contingency. The project has used 44% of the contractor contingency to date, 134% of the design contingency, and that's for various errors and omissions. And the project has gained money in the owner contingency. Your contingency category has grown actually instead of decreased, and that's by just over 28%. Putting the numbers all together to give you a better understanding, the original contract contingency at the beginning of the project was just over $2.4 million. Right now, remaining contingencies are just over 1.7 million. To date, there are a couple of potential impacts that we are evaluating with the design team and the contractors. Could be as much as $982,000. Should that full amount be the final cost, that'll bring your remaining contingency amount down to just over $792,000. Still a healthy amount of contingency there. to address any other unforeseens. We believe that a large majority of the large cost items of unforeseens that have been encountered in the project have been identified and addressed. And we do not foresee any other large ones at this time until we get into the demolition of the existing buildings and to make sure there aren't any additional unknown asbestos containing materials or conditions out there. That is the update. The next slide is just a summary of your expenditures to date for the entire project. This format is consistent with each month where the categories remain unchanged. However, I highlight the areas where expenditures have been made since a previous update. So for example, the general contractor has had a payment, so their expenditures have gone up. Remaining, you have still on their contract over 36 million, and we just summarized the three contingency areas. The designer team has been paid for their services, so that amount has changed, as well as material testing and special inspection. We have in here a placeholder for commissioning of the project, which is a code requirement of $250,000. Working with Dr. Hunt and staff, we have issued a request for qualifications that are due to Dr. Hunt on the 10th, this Thursday by 4 o'clock. After he receives them in collaboration with the design team and the construction team and Hope County School staff, we will review all the submissions and then with the top ranked one, enter into a negotiations to determine their fee and cost, with the goal being at your next board meeting, we'll be able to bring the results of the RFQ along with a recommendation to the board to consider. So that is the update. I also want to extend to the board, been talking with Dr. Hunt about this. The building, as you can see from the photos, the stage of where it's at is a great interval and opportunity to invite the board to come out, and we can find a day and time that works with everybody to come and tour the building as it's under construction there. No one's going to have to wear muck boots to get around. It's pretty clean on the inside. So we will extend that invitation and allow Dr. Hunt, Dr. Spells, and everyone to coordinate an opportunity for you all to come out and see it firsthand. At this time, I'll stop talking and try to stop coughing and answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions? Okay, no questions. Thank you. We look forward to the visit.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Next, we have driver's education.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Vice Chair, Superintendent, and board members. Tonight, I will be sharing information that relates to the current driver education contract and the request for price for a new contract in the upcoming school year. This information is being presented as information only tonight, and next month, the information should go before the board as an action item. Next slide, please. The goal of the process was to follow the Board of Education Policy 6450, which is the purchase of services, and also to adhere to the State Board Policy DRIV-001, which states that we should be awarding contracts for drivers' education purposes by competitively awarding the contract via a request for proposal, or in other words, a formal bidding process. Next slide, please. The current contract that we are in expires on June 30th, 2025. The current vendor within the contract provides services to all eligible students in Hope County. So in North Carolina, students who are at least 14 and a half years old enrolled in a public, private, charter, or homeschool can receive driver's education through the district as long as they domicile in that county. They also provide all equipment and supplies, including vehicles, fuel, and maintenance. All the staff members are certified for both classroom and behind-the-wheel instruction. And in the contract, the company manages registration, monthly invoices, and completes all state required reporting. Next slide, please. The request for price timeline was March 18 through April 2nd, which was when the RFP was released and open for submissions. In other words, it was advertised. The due date was April 2nd by 3 p.m. On April the 3rd, we opened the contracts and reviewed them and evaluated them. On April 8th, which is today, we are presenting the information to you as information items. On May the 13th, which is next month, that's the final recommendation to the board members and for an action item, and then the new contract will begin in July. Next slide, please. So continuing, this is really the purpose of the contract. The title there is not the timeline. It shouldn't be the purpose. But with that, the contractor should be licensed by the North Carolina DMV, provide instruction aligned to the American Driver and Traffic Safety Association 3.0 or higher, and include 6 hours on DWI and 1 hour on motorcycle awareness, and provide classroom and behind-the-wheel instruction must meet the state requirements. Next slide, please. Within the RFP, we did put required information that the contractor was to adhere to and submit, and these requirements include: they were to submit a detailed curriculum plan for at least 200 classroom and 200 driving students. The 200 number is a minimal requirement because we have provided access to classroom instruction and behind-the-wheel instruction to over 200 students. They're also to include a training program for special education or handicapped students, provide all equipment, maintenance, inspections, and insurance. And the instructor must hold a valid North Carolina driver's license, have acceptable driving records, and be certified in driver education by the State Board of Education. Next slide, please. The operational requirements that they were also to adhere to is to submit class schedules or at least a temporary schedule outline of what it could look like for the upcoming school year, outline the student registration process, ensure background and drug checks for all staff per Hope County Schools policies, and instructors must also supervise students at least 15 minutes before the class begins, and then supervise all students after the class ends until all students are picked up from campuses. Next slide, please. Next slide, you can leave that. All right, so the responses, we did receive 2 companies that responded back to the RFP, and the first one is the Major League Driving School, and the second one was the North Carolina Driving School. A rubric was used to evaluate the RFPs that were received, and the rubrics did cover all the information from slides 5 through 7 that was submitted with the RFPs, and we used 3 evaluators to evaluate the information that was received. Next slide, please. The North Carolina Driving School is the recommended company based on the following information. They were the only vendor to meet all insurance requirements. They identified the ability to provide reasonable accommodations for students with disabilities. They currently contract with 40 other North Carolina school units or public school units or school districts. They have 36 years of experience. And they are also, based off of their bid packages, identified as the lowest responsible bidder. And once the evaluators scored the rubrics or used the rubrics to score the information that was received, they also had the highest average score by all 3 evaluators. And next slide, please. And that is it for the driver's education information. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
if you can go back to page 6. is 200 students for a class?
No, sir. They've been averaging somewhere around 30 students per class. This year, the highest class that we've had has been 56 students, but that could have been 2 classes that were taking place at one time. But generally, it's somewhere around 30 students for a face-to-face class, and the school that is currently in the contract, when they do the driving portion, it's usually 2 students in the car.
The reason why I say this, Madam Chair, is on my own personal account, when my daughter was a student at Hoke High, I was just wondering if the system was ever corrected to, I brought this question, if you remember back when interim Dr. Register was the interim, and the question that I asked her was, should we not have a merit to make sure that the people closest, the students closest to graduating have the opportunity? The issue, as I see it, is that kids that are 14 and a half years old are eligible to this, and the way the system was designed or is designed is that you have to register online, and it's first come, first basis. And so my wife, myself, and my student, we were all trying to register the student. We never did. That's how fast the slots go. So I was just wondering if it would be practical to make sure that the senior students or the ones that are closer to graduating, I believe that those students should take precedence over somebody that's 14 and a half years old. As it is the case in my situation, my child graduated from high school without having the ability to do this. Now, clearly there was other factors such as COVID and all that stuff, but still, I think that the system has more room for improvement to make sure that I believe that we should have some type of a merit, specifically also, those students that are closer to graduating should be afforded the opportunity to be able to have this training done.
So to address that, Mr. Castellon, is that over at San Hope Early College, we kind of piloted, if you will, we removed the first come, first serve registration process that Hope County High School is currently still using. And the way that we did that over at San Hope Early College with this particular company is that we did it in the form of a Google form. And we pushed it out through Canvas and email as well as to parents so that students could sign up for it. And then the principal as well as the data manager or guidance counselor reviewed that information and offered it to the students who were the oldest first to ensure that the type of scenario that you were describing didn't take place.
So what about the high school?
With Ms. Pabram, this being her first year here, she and I have had conversations about moving towards that.
Okay.
But I can say that previously, once I was made aware of those situations, I had conversations with the contact person at that company to inform them of the student's name and age and inquired about getting them into a class. And that company was always willing to make those accommodations for the students.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Thank you, Dr. Hunt. I think this is you next to Board of Education meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so they were telling me that the slides aren't uploaded, but just to give you a rundown on them, we don't need them. Everybody is aware, or the board members are aware of the band situation. I had some thoughts after I walked away last month about financing options of the band, which we did not cover. So I wanted to make sure to share that information with the board members tonight as an information item also. And we'll make sure to get you this information through an email so that you can see the information that the dealership provided. We did reach out to all dealerships to ask about how to purchase the vehicle. In other words, what are the financing terms of purchasing a vehicle with each individual dealership. We only had one dealership to respond, and that dealership was a Ford dealership. And these are the options that they provided us essentially is that Ford offers municipal financing and public schools quality. So essentially what that means is they offer several terms. You can purchase the van and make payments across 2, 3, or 4 years. And those include monthly payments. They can be quarterly payments, semi-annual payments, or annual payments. So in other words, you pay for it one time a year in one lump sum, or twice a year in 2 lump sums, etc. It would be fixed rate financing, and it does not require a down payment or security deposit. And then at the end of the term, you basically pay $1 and the title is handed over at the end of that information. But they did not provide any information about what the current cost is for purchasing, so finance charges, if you will. But they said that they could get us that information so that it could also be shared out with you in a timely manner. But that was it.
Okay, you're gonna share that information with the board?
Yes, ma'am.
Get it?
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we got Reading Horizon.
Good evening, Board Chair, Board Vice Chair, Superintendent Spells, board members, and members of the Executive Cabinet. I'm here on behalf of Ms. Hammond to provide an informational update on Reading Horizon, which is our foundational reading program that we currently use in grades K through 3 across our district. So just a little bit about Reading Horizons, what it is. It's a research-based reading program grounded in the science of reading. It provides explicit, sequential, direct, and multisensory instruction to support early literacy development for all of our students, including those who are receiving core instruction. We also use it for intervention, small group, and individualized support. So some key points with Reading Horizons is it really is just a phonics program, for lack of a better word. It's really to help students decode. It uses engaging, age-appropriate digital tools and materials for students. There are skill checks, there's lots of assessments along the way to make sure students are performing, and there's also some professional learning and coaching for teachers. So a little bit about our journey. We've used Reading Horizons since 2019. We began it in 2019, and by 2022, it became fully implemented in all of our K-3 classrooms across the district. So a little bit about just, why this matters. It really is about building a strong foundation for our students in literacy. And so we have a number of assessments that we do. And those assessments are M-Class, discovery usage, Reading Horizons assessments that give us an indication of where students are. Again, those instructional practices from Reading Horizon are aligned with the science of reading. And so if you just look, some of the, we have the measurements of success. We've got some graphs to show where students are. And so there's a discovery usage, again, just kind of looking at our data. So we do get really rich data from Reading Horizons. And I think there's one more for maybe M-Class. So discovery skill check, that's also part of the Reading Horizons. And the progress monitoring, making sure that our students are progressing. So it's a really great tool. They have, actually Reading Horizons has come to us and maybe 2 years ago, used our teachers to really drive the work that they've done and the changes they've made. And really we've seen some improvements to the better, just making it more of a useful tool for teachers. The proposed renewal cost is $56,000, which supports continued implementation across all 8 elementary schools in the district. Since this amount, of course, exceeds the $30,000 threshold, we will bring this item again back to the board next month for hopeful action. So really, again, this is just for information, and we appreciate your consideration as we share that information about Reading Horizons.
Do anyone have any questions as it relates to Reading Horizon? Okay, next we have Canvas.
So the other software that I am bringing, or program that I'm bringing to you, is Canvas. It really is, we're using Canvas as our LMS, which is our learning management system, and this is anticipation of a future renewal. So currently we do have a contract with Canvas, and we actually do this through the state of North Carolina. They have secured the pricing for everyone in the state, which is why we're able to get it for the cost that we do get it for. It is developed by Instructure, which is the parent company. It serves as our comprehensive digital platform to support teaching and learning, both during the school day and beyond the school day. So how do we use it? In our district, Canvas provides an extension of learning for students. It allows them to access their assignments 24/7, their course materials, any feedback from teachers, they can see that. It is seamless communication between teachers, the students, and their families. And it is a consistent platform that we're using from grade 3 all the way through grade 12. And we think about it in terms of family engagement. Parents can have visibility over the assignments, all of the instruction that's being given. And we are looking at, and this year we did have Canvas Studio. We are looking at possibly including that again this year. It's an integrated solution. It's a video component. It's a built-in video learning that allows teachers to record, share lessons, embed questions to promote engagement, and monitor student interaction within the content. So our current subscription with Canvas ends on June 30. The anticipated renewal cost would be $45,848, which of course would require for approval because it exceeds the $30,000 threshold. Again, this is for information with hopes of bringing it back next month for action.
Madam Chair, can you go back from the beginning? It's controlling the power stance. One down. The next page. Right, you just passed. Yeah, I want to look at that page right there. The whole page.
It's not a page number, but it's like it's on the first page.
That page. I mean, what am I missing? I don't see it. Senior moment. Everything's same page, so when I click on it, it's
Oh, okay, I did. Okay. Okay, Dr. Ramshaw, can we go back to, I found my notes on, in my Reading Horizon, just for a second. And, on page 8. In parentheses, for the reference data, compare these results against the wider population. Can you kind of tell me what entails the wider population?
Oh, I see. All right, I'm sorry. I was trying to see that. I don't have a glasses on. I apologize. So the reference data is looking at this data is looking at the entire Hope County schools. So it's simply saying that we are looking at how those students perform across the entire district.
district.
Right, this is the entire district. Now, we can look at, for a reference point, but it's not on this slide. We can look at how they perform against the state, but right now for this slide, it is simply Hope County Schools.
Oh, okay, that's what that was one of my questions. And then my second question was, with funds being cut, and I know teachers have to be trained on reading horizon because I was part of that. How do you plan on doing the training with funds being cut for teacher training? Or is this gonna directly affect?
Yes, ma'am. So we will do in-house training for Reading Horizons. So for the past several years, that is something that we build into that first week of school. We do that with anyone who is new to the district and anyone who's new to a grade level where they're going to have to use it. So if they move from fourth grade to second or third, then we have to do that training if they're going to be teaching reading. So we will do that in-house. Doesn't require us to go out. Our coaches, our teachers, our support staff in the district, they already have training and are able to train in-house, so it does not cost us any money to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we're on the vacancy report.
Madam Chair, board members, Superintendent Spells, guests, good evening. You can see the vacancy report is the same as last month because we are on a hiring freeze to ensure that we do not over budget for the remainder of this school year. In addition to that, to ensure that we utilize all our funds and to ensure that our budgets and positions are aligned to not go over. So you can see we are in the same spot we were last month due to that hiring freeze, as far as a total of 77 vacancies.
Okay, I have one question. With the hiring freeze, do that mean substitute teachers too?
No, that does not mean substitute teachers.
So if a person is qualified to be a substitute, they may still keep on the list and they can.
Yes, that
Okay,
ain't
thank
because we need subs every day.
Okay, thank you so much. That was one of the questions that has been brought to my attention by a couple of people that was told that they could not. So
Oh, no,
I
that
just
they
wanted to put it out here so they can hear you say it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so
Thank you.
much. Month-to-date financial report.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here before you to present the month-to-date for child nutrition and capital outlay. If you will turn your attention to our child nutrition attachment, we have appropriated $1 million in fund balance and anticipating receiving final revenue. But right now, we saw that our unencumbered balance was $952,160.72. So we wanted to ensure operations until our final revenue reimbursements were allotted. As the budget changes, as things change with this budget, we will be sure to bring those before the board. If you'll now turn your attention to our capital outlay. We had to do a modified accounting entry in order to reflect the cost of our Chromebook refresh. Although that amount, $2,903,697.89, has not been paid out in full this year, it will be done through installments. We wanted to reflect that, and when we do the adjusting entry to that, we will also bring that to the board for approval as well. Any questions?
Yeah, do you have an estimated date when that'll be? Will it be about the next board?
Hopefully it will, yes, ma'am. We're looking to come before you again next month with additional amendments, yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Local budget amendment number 1.
And I'm before you tonight to ask that these amendments be approved. The first is our local budget amendments, restricted fund 8. We have revised the projections, the revenue expense projections, so that they're better aligned with our expenditures and revenues received for this fiscal year. The original ones were aligned closely to last year's, but as we delve deeper into the books, we have updated according to what we've received and expenditures that have been outgoing. As you can see, the unencumbered balance is $3,287,635.39, and we'll be before you again as these amendments arise as well. The next is our state amendment that we're used to. We're on number 5 for this one.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
should we not be voting for these individuals?
Do we want to vote for them one by one, or do we want to wait and do the local, state, and federal?
You can do
all
either,
together?
but your motion will need to name that you are approving of.
Yeah, let's let her do it, and then we'll.
The first 2 were informational. These 3 will be the approvals. This is revision number 5 for state. Our unencumbered balance is $21,810,009.70. The previous balance was $77,745,754.24. The net adjusted amount, which was our revisions and various changes, was $642,434.92. The affected PRCs are listed below in your red font. And as you can see, from our budget resolution and our adjusted amounts, we come right back at the bottom to our revised total amendment, which is our amended allotment. $78,388,189.16. Have any questions?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move to approve the local, state, and federal, budget amendments.
I've got one more.
She got one. She haven't did it last year. That's what I was waiting.
The federal. Okay. Our federal allotment, the previous balance was $11,357,016.62. Our net adjusted amounts, it affected various PRCs through 85 revisions. We, several of them, and we have journal transactions for all of them, report if you'd like to see how each PRC and each account was affected. But the net adjusted amount is $507,540.41, leaving our unencumbered balance at $3,191,310.85. And as you'll see from our resolution through our first and second amendment, we're back at our balance at $11,864,557.03. Do you have any questions?
Any questions? Okay. You can make the motion now.
I have a question now.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
In what ways did it affect it? I know you said many. Can you give one example?
Yes. We have additional allocations, late in the year fiscal allocations, several. And, well, not quite invoices, but we had additional allocations and revisions to allotments. It's pages and pages of items but I have them all if you guys would like them. Yeah, we're on revision 85.
Yes.
I move to approve the local, state, and federal budget amendments.
Okay, can I get a second? Second. Okay, the motion has been made to approve local budget amendment number 1, state budget amendment number 5, federal budget amendment number 1. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposers? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have open gate weapons detection system.
It's the same information.
Did you guys get a chance to look at this over again? I mean, he talked about it last time. So can I get a motion to approve the open gate weapons detection system?
I make a motion to approve the open gate weapons system.
Okay, the motion has been made to approve the open gate weapons detection system. It's been second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Okay, thank you so much. At this time, can I get a motion to go into closed session?
I move to, go into closed session, under the North Carolina General Statutes, 133-18.11, to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel and student matters, to consider matters related to initial employment of individual employees and to consult with our board attorney to preserve attorney privilege.
Thank you. Can I-
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made and second to go into closed session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Okay, thank you.